Hello everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are doing good. This is the third session of our storytelling. Today I have come up with the story of a small poor young girl who went to sell matches in the cold, chilly, snowy winter. Let's start our story. The Little Match Seller. On a New Year Eve, poor young girl set out to sell matches. It was very cold and was snowing heavily. She had on a pair of slippers, but those slippers were larger than her feet because those slippers was of her mother. So they broke. As she was not having slippers on her feet, she had to walk about barefoot. It was a cold, chilly night, and the young girl was shivering as she was not having anything to cover herself. Snow was falling. So she had to take shelter under a roadside shade. As she was feeling very cold, so she lit a matchstick. What she saw up in the sky? She saw a fiery light like the flame of the candle. The fire, the fire warmed her feet. The young girl told, "Oh, it feels so good. I'm getting better now." Just then the match went out. But once the flame went out, she started feeling the cold again. So she rubbed another match against the wall. It burned brightly. Then a miracle happened. She could see through the wall with the light of the match fell. She could see what was going inside the house. She was being pushed to the world of fantasy. She could see everything in that room. She saw a dinner table. She saw a delicious and yummy food on it. She went to take a bite. But the match went out and everything vanished quickly. Then she lit another match. This time she saw another fantasy. She was under the most beautiful Christmas tree, larger and far more fully decorated than the one she had so far. She was fascinated by that Christmas tree. The lights were shining more brightly. She started feeling the warmth of it. But as usual, again the match went out. She now thought of going back home. She was too scared. She has not sold any matches and she has no money. She knew her father would be very angry, but she went home empty handed. She struck another match, and this time it was a surprise for her. She saw her dear old grandmother. She loved her grandmother a lot. Her grandmother always showered her with love and kindness. She moved the light to the front and saw the smiling face of her grandmother. She was so happy to see her grandmother right there. But her grandmother was dead. The little match girl did not want her grandmother to leave. She knew that her grandmother will vanish when the light burns out. So this time she lit the whole matchstick together. She pleaded with her grandmother to take her away. "Oh, grandma, please take me with you to the heaven." Her grandmother agreed. The grandmother then came close to the little girl. She looked at her with a compassion. She took the little girl in her arms and flew up into the sky, where it was nice and warm. It flew far above the earth, away from cold and hunger to the heavens. The next morning people gathered around the dead body of the little match girl. She was frozen to death the previous night. Her body was lying on the road with a smiled face. People wondered how could anyone die with a smiling face, but no one could imagine the beautiful things she had seen on how happily she had gone with her grandmother into the heavens. Between the earth and sky above, nothing can match a grandmother's love.